Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. And in this opportunity, I want to show you how this student was able to catch this trade right here on Euro USD after explaining him and showing him uh, what would be the best steps and in here. So he caught that huge buy, cut it entirely from the very bottom, of course making a little aggressive entry, but I'll explain why he took that from there. Although you could have waited a little bit more for the change in the state of delivery, and then you have this breaker block with a fair value gap right here. There was a unicorn right here. His entry was very early. He was also testing out a couple of things in higher time frame, but the bias was the most important thing right here. So I'm going to show you in this video how you can do the same thing. Okay, it's very important that right before, just an example, right? I'm from South America, okay, and um, the New York session is the same. I'm in the same hour right now as New York. So New York session opens at 8. But before I actually go to sleep, the previous night, I always like to check around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I always like to check what the markets did in the previous day, so I can have an idea what my bias is going to be for tomorrow. Like, ideally, what I would like to do is I would like to wake up. As soon as I wake up, I would like to have already an idea in my head, like, what am I going to do today? Am I going to buy or am I going to sell? I would like to wake up already with the idea to what am I going to do today? Am I buying? Am I selling? You know? So by checking the markets, how they close before I go to sleep, I can check how the previous candle closed on the daily time frame, right? And that can kind of give me an idea of my bias for tomorrow, So hope it makes sense. So anyways, one thing we see here is that recently, of course, we are in this potential still little channel, okay? We are on a downtrend right here. I just mark up this channel right here, right? I'm on the daily. What do you see the price recently did? We swept an old low, right? We took this external low, external liquidity, okay? So after the price sweeps external liquidity, where do you think price is going to go next? Well, probably is going to go for internal liquidity, which is what? A fair value gap, okay? Now, the only one that I have here that is in higher time frame, in this same time frame daily, is this big daily fair value gap right there. So with that being said, I'm already expecting price to sort of go up here and then probably sell off from here back to external, okay, to this external low right here. So going from external, right, price swept liquidity, external liquidity, back to internal liquidity, which are fair value gaps. And then from here, we could be looking sales from this internal liquidity back down to the external liquidity, okay? So that's the idea, right? So this day, let me just show you now when we get closer to these candles. And this is what I explained to my student. Right here, price swept, right? This was on Wednesday. Right? This candle from Wednesday fails to close, right? If you look on the Tuesday candle, the Tuesday candle actually did close below the Monday candle. Strong displacement, right? What am I expecting for the next candle to do? To sweep this low, right? And this high to be respected. That's what the price did. The price did sweep that low, respected this high, right? But after sweeping this low, price failed to displace below. There is a failure to close below this actual low. So it was trying to push first, but then retraces all the way back up and closes bullish. So what is this candle telling me for the next day? Well, I'm already having a good bias now for the next day. For the next day, I want to see that daily high being taken and this daily low being respected. I don't want to see this low being taken. My bias for tomorrow, for the next day, it's actually bullish, right? So let's go on the 1 hour. Let's go lower time frame right here. And I'm just going to mark up here again the highs and the lows, right? So this is what we have, right? We see that price had pretty much this day, it respected this fair value gap right here, but no biggie. I'm not going to pay attention to this fair value gap at the moment. I'm going to try to mark up liquidity, sell side liquidity. Okay. Why is that? Because if you want to buy, right, if your bias is bullish, then price before it goes to your target, it most likely going to be sweeping some sell points, right? Some sort of swing or liquidity. So where do you see that the price has formed liquidity? Below lows, right? Below this lows right here, this recent lows, this recent lows. I don't want to take this low, right? Because this low is supposed to be protected. So I can definitely manage. The price can definitely take this low or this low, but not this low, right? So I'm already having something in my mind, right? So I'm going to mark up those lows, and we're going into Asian session, right? So ideally, I want to wait for New York session. So right here, this is Asian session, sort of consolidating, right? It's accumulating. By the way, it's building more liquidity right here. This is also a point that I would be very interested, right? All I need to do right now is wait for New York. When does New York open? 8. So 8 a.m. right here. So we're still in London. We're still in Asian session, I believe. 1 a.m. Yeah, still Asian session, London session. I don't want to see this high. Ideally, this is something you cannot, like, you cannot predict this. This is something that unfortunately you don't control, right? But what I told him, what I told my student was that ideally you don't want to see this high being taken, because this, you want this to be your target for New York session on tomorrow, the next day, right? So ideally you don't want to see this high being taken during London or Asian session. It would be best if this high does not get swept, right? And look at what happens. So London session, start taking this low. So it starts sweeping liquidity to the downside, but we are not seeing displacement to the upside. So there's nothing we can do. We're not buying right here. We're not buying, right? Not yet. Are we seeing any displacement up? No, nothing. So right here, New York session opens, and now after it opens, we have this standing lows right here and this one, right? So we're going to pay attention to see what happens to this one. I think I also noticed a little something right here on a 1 hour, which is this. This is another thing that he noticed, which was this order block. This is an order block right here. That's good as well. You could also use your Fibonacci, all right, from the low to the high of this move to understand that, hey, ideally, you want to see, you see probably this, why this liquidity right here was not attractive, because you are in premium, okay? So this is a premium zone, and this is a discount zone. So ideally, you want price to go towards at least below this low, right? So this is why we use the Fibonacci, understanding where is the midpoint. So, okay, I like this order block right here. We do have a little fair value gap also. We have liquidity below this low. So all I have to do right now is just simply wait for price to do its thing, right? I cannot be buying from here at this point. Nope, just have to wait. So price starts moving. We had, since this was on Wednesday, all this week we actually had a lot of news. So price is starting to take now that liquidity, sweeping that low, tapping into the order block. And now my job is to look at it right here and pay attention, 5-minute time frame, 1-minute time frame. I want to look for a shift, right? For a shift and a structure. So we see the price keeps displacing to the downside. Let's see if it's going to go for the next liquidity or not. At this point, it's already sweeping this one, okay? It's already sweeping this liquidity, and we're tapping into the order block. All I have to do is just simply wait. If it really wants to go up, I want to see displacement now. You see the structure that is forming, another low, another sell side liquidity, and my change in the state of delivery would be there, or also known as order block. Market structure shift is actually right here. So if I want to buy, I need to see that. I need to see displacement all the way up. So let's see if we actually get it. Look at that, starting to push, boom, price actually breaks above this opening price of these 3 downside candles. What does that mean? That is validating my order block now. I can, from there, I could be placing already a buy from there if I wanted to, okay? Or let's look for the other PD arrays. What else do we have? We have a breaker block. These 2 candles right here, they were an order block, a bearish order block, but it got broken to the upside. Right? This was a bearish order block. did not react it to crash, but broke it instead. And now that turns into my breaker block. So what else do we have? Well, we did leave this fair value gap right here, this bullish fair value gap, which is now in combination on, a fair value gap on top of the breaker. What is that? That is a unicorn. So you could be looking for an entry also right there if you wanted to, and you have a better risk to reward now. Now, what's the idea right here? Where do you want to target? Well, you could use a couple of things. You could use your Fibonacci extension from the low to the high of that last manipulation move. You can go on projection, right? And you could be targeting somewhere here between 2, 2.5, somewhere around this area if you wanted to. Or you already know, right? Where are you trying to go? Well, my daily bias is telling me that this high should be taken and this low, which is the daily low, should be respected. Okay? Probably we are creating a relative equal low right now. Probably this was not the best formation, but anyways, it totally worth the risk, and he actually took it. I think he took it from the 1 minute, if I'm not mistaken. He was entering from very, very small, very little right here in this area. We had, let's see, we had a sweep right here, change in the state of delivery. So he enters somewhere here in the stop loss below. The entry was very, very tight. You could have done it on the 1 minute or even on the 5 minute. It was actually looking good. Look at this. Look at what the price did from there. Price comes back, taps into the fair value gap, right? So at this point, it's tapping into our unicorn, right? It's validating the unicorn. Now you're having a rejection with a bullish candle right there. And then from there, the rest is history. Price pushed up, really nice. There you go. Right? Beautiful trade, beautiful price action, beautiful formation. Expectations were met completely on this setup on Euro USD on Thursday. Beautiful, beautiful. What made it simple? By understanding how the previous candle closed, you can have a bias. Okay. Now look at what the price did. Price went up, and this is how it closed, right? Let's see where we are right now. That's it. That's the candle. Now look what is happening. What do you think happened right there? Price tap into the mean threshold of this 50% of this daily fair value gap. Where do you think price is going to go now? I mean, there's a chance the price could start reversing right now. This daily candle did close bullish. It's a strong bullish candle, but there's a big rejection right there, right? The size of the wick is huge. However, if you go on the weekly, you see that it actually did displace above. But I cannot forget about that huge fair value gap, and the price sort of slow down, tap into the 50%, that mean threshold. And I mean, it's possible. If you look at it this way, we are technically still sort of bearish, right? You see that we are probably still in this downtrend. So from here, we could be going back down to external. So I hope it makes sense. This was a very, very clean and easy, simple setup that I worked with this student of mine to catch it. He has been struggling, but lately has been getting good results. So I just feel like I wanted to break this thing down for you. If you want to be part of my team, just make sure to check my website. There is a discount right now. You can go ahead and check it out in there if you want to be part of my team. I don't sell signals. I mainly focus in teaching. I do have my course mentorship. I provide mentorships mostly every Saturdays. I trade live. If you want to see me trade live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, make sure to check that out. And there, also follow me on my free Telegram group or Discord. And I will keep you guys updated. Let me know what you think about these formations. Do you really like trading this way? Do you think it's easy to find the bias, using candle signs? Is it complicated? Is it easy? Let me know in the comment section. I want to hear from you guys. And so I can probably be making more videos about this topic. So let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.